it might be a little bit longer because all the areas where it's black, there's going to be a little bit of overhang, probably, so it's going to be closer to probably 210 feet, something like that, especially if I build the front of the ship to be a little bit rounded off, which is a pain in a game where everything's a freaking square or triangle. So these smaller ships are typically annoying. Okay, so base. There's the one we need. Now I really like this mod right here. Like I said, it don't put it on a large ship in this game, because especially when we were running on the Havoc engine, this thing was crazy. I was like, I hated that mod so bad at first. I was like, oh my god. Alright, so let's just put an irrelevant color on because we don't need it to be. I'm just gonna build up a little bit. And then we'll actually put the base color of the hull down. Because I'm gonna put half blocks underneath this, that way you can't sneak up and stick a bomb underneath the ship and blow it up when it's on a ramp, for example. So it's gonna be pretty. So think of this kind of like having a projector doing its thing. Alright, so we're gonna do this. Alright, that's lined up. Alright. And this is actually going to probably be a little bit different. It's probably going to go to about there, and then the wings are going to spread out a little bit and put some engines there. And so this is, like I said, just a general outline, and the entire frame of this ship is actually going to go through the middle of this build area. So anywhere where you see the black, it's going to be like that, and then it's going to go down. So now we got that out of the way. Oh, that's good again. And I do not build in symmetry mode because, to be honest with you, I never figured out how to do it correctly. And you would think after spending several thousand hours on this game over the years, I would have figured it out by now, but it just does not like doing it for me. So if anyone's got any ideas, especially when I was following the damn guide, I am all ears. And I will be doing a lot of copy and pasting, so now we got that out of the way. We can actually probably get going. And I probably wouldn't use symmetry mode anyway when I'm building, just because I like having complete control, and there's always going to be a few idiosyncratic things about it, or whatever you want to pronounce that word. Inconsistencies probably is the better word. And I prefer that because then I could say, well, this one's going to have, like, say, this spot is going to have a different item in the side. So, like, a different subsystem, or, you know, the oxygen plant will be here. So I need this to be here, and then a fuel system will be here, and so on and so forth. And you want to have more control over it than that. And once we get the actual framework built, we'll be able to go much faster. This is just me getting all the dimensions right before I actually start doing stuff the proper way. Because, you know, if you don't get it right the first time when you're building the actual frame, then you're going to build all around the ship, and you're going to just waste God only knows how long on it. Like, I was building one ship, I spent about 200 hours on it, and then I started building the shell plating on it. And like, I was getting everything dialed in, and, you know, all things considered, it was perfect. And then I did a center of gravity test on it, and that thing was listing so bad when I actually had it in an atmosphere, and it kind of did a tailspin. And I spent like 3 hours diagnosing the thing, trying to figure it out. And it turns out the thing was so far off on its, like, it was It was very slight, but the weight of the ship by itself was enough to cause the thing to flip over, basically. Like, I didn't even notice it until I was doing diagnostics. And with some of the scripts I was running at the time, the thing was like, oh hell no, and it just blew itself up when it hit the ground. I was like, oh. Because I was hoping I would use it for the Armageddon challenge, where you spend, what, like 5 or 6 hours in Armageddon mode, and if you survive, you get the achievement. It's the hardest one in the game to get, unless you cheat and use the indestructible blocks mods or whatever. And I'm like, well, I'm not a cheater like that, so that's basically what the general shape of this ship is going to be. And then down here is going to be about where we get started. Alright, so I'm going to have the hull plating. And I will be putting bulkheads on this ship, because I like my bulkheads. So, yeah. Now, there's going to be a few differences here. So, the wings are going to go up about... Alright, so this right here is actually going to disappear. I think the cockpit is going to be about right there. And then kind of go up to a snub. And then these wings, this being totally symmetrical now, we can go on the assumption that it's going to start there, go about halfway. So that's 25, so we're going to go 12. That'll be enough room for the crew area. And that gets to 13. Should be 13. Alright, so it's going to be 25 wide. Again, we're following the horizontal vertical rule, so we're going to go ahead and make it 26. That looks toads better. Okay. And again, I just broke my own rule. Alright, so it's even. So 5, even, good. Alright. Let's not get through that yet. Put some brake braces up. Just long enough for me to actually get the other things I need done. There we go. Now we have the general shape of the wing, at least on the framework. So I'm going to build shell plating around all of this. So there we go. And I want the wings to be a little bit lower than the actual fuselage anyway. And I'm going to be using a hybrid engine system on this, so it's going to have different reactors, because I'm going to need a lot of thrust. So I can already guarantee you this thing's going to be a little bit heavy. I might make that a little... Actually, you know what? It would be fun. Alright. Let's make this a little bit taller. Let's make it just a little taller. Alright. Because I think it'd actually be kind of cool to walk in between the wings. And this is about to be one of the first cases where I'm going to start doing some cutting and pasting, because I'm going to lift that up a little bit, I think. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take care of that right now before it becomes a problem. Alright. like I said, I'm gonna try my best to do this a little bit smarter. I'm going to try to avoid doing cut and paste as much as I can, because especially when this thing doesn't have its own lift system yet, I'd rather it be a little bit smarter. So, alright, so if we do this again, I'm going to cut this out. I want to be just high enough. So it's even, perfect. Do this even. Alright, so we can agree to disagree. That. Perfect. So we don't need that right now because we already know the general shape and size. Nice. Alright, so now that we have the overall keel, that's pretty. We're gonna go ahead and run the keel back through. Actually, we're gonna do it a little bit different. I want to put a rigid keel to it, so we're gonna use a heavy, like normally in ships like these I would not use all that much heavy armor, just out of the sake of argument. We're going to, because if this thing crashes, I'd rather at least something survive. Like, I've seen some of these ships like completely disintegrate before, and you know, when you spend like God only knows how many hours on it and it dies, you cry a little. I'm a cry. Fix that. I probably should have braced it, but we'll be fine. Alright. Mistakes, just happy accidents. No, we're just gonna do it the smart way. We're gonna put the heavy armor block. Where are you, heavy armor? Black on black. Boom. Boom. Move the frame to the side. That way I have a spare. Dead center. Cool. This out of the way. I'm going to need that again before long, I'm sure. Alright. Now then. And hello to the other viewer that we got here. How you doing? Alright, so we're going to go ahead and move all of this up as well. Which is why I said I'm going to need a spare. Now, if I wanted to be a real smart aleck, I could put a couple other things in there, but I'm not going to do that. I'm too lazy. Like, I mean, exploding joints. That way, if the ship's going down and it needs to lose some weight, we could just hit the exploding joint button and the wing flies off. And there'd be like some kind of a nuclear bomb attached to the, I don't like this version either. That'll work. Alright, cool. I'm gonna have to be careful with some of the songs I did